The night sky of Arkan 9 was torn apart by streaks of red light. Laser fire crackled through the air, turning market stalls into burning rubble and scattering terrified civilians in every direction. The human, Kale, ducked behind a collapsed canopy, breathing hard, his chest heaving as smoke and dust stung his lungs. He had come here for work, hoping to earn a few credits unloading cargo at the docks. Instead, he had stumbled into an ambush, an armed gang trying to seize control of the district. And in the middle of it all was her. She couldn't have been more than 19 by human standards, with silver-hued skin that shimmered faintly even beneath the grime of the market. Her wide, luminous eyes darted around in terror as she crouched by an overturned crate. She wasn't just another civilian. Kale realized at once that she was someone important. Her ornate cloak, though torn, still bore the faint stitching of a noble crest. The gang had spotted her too. 3 mercenaries broke from cover, leveling their rifles at her. Kale didn't think. He moved. He sprinted from behind the canopy, his boots skidding on broken tiles. He threw himself between the girl and the guns just as the mercenaries fired. White-hot beams of energy slammed into his chest and shoulder. Pain erupted through his body like fire eating into bone. He stumbled, coughed, and almost fell, but somehow stayed on his feet, shielding her with his battered frame. "Stay down," he rasped, forcing himself upright as smoke rose from the scorched holes in his jacket. The girl gasped, reaching for him, but he pushed her hand away. Another blast sizzled past, grazing his arm. He lunged forward, grabbed a broken steel pipe from the ground, and with a desperate yell swung it into the first mercenary's face. The alien staggered back with a roar. Kale shoved into the second one, tackling him to the dirt. "Run!" Kale shouted at her. "Go!" But she didn't. Instead, the girl scrambled to his side, snatched the mercenary's dropped pistol with trembling hands, and fired. A flash of energy burst from the barrel, striking the third attacker square in the chest. The thug dropped instantly. For a heartbeat, silence hung over the ruined market. Then Kale collapsed, the pipe slipping from his fingers as blood soaked through his burned shirt. The girl's silver hands pressed against his wounds, her eyes wide with panic. "No, no, no! Stay with me," she cried, her voice trembling but clear in the chaos. "You saved me. You can't die now." His vision blurred, but he caught one last glimpse of her face, frightened yet fierce, before the world went black. Chapter 2, The Palace. Kale woke to the soft hum of medical machines. His chest was wrapped in white bandages, glowing faintly where nanotech worked to repair the burns beneath. The air smelled clean, like polished stone and incense. He wasn't in a hospital. This place was too ornate, too guarded. He turned his head and froze. The silver-skinned girl sat at his bedside, her cloak replaced with a flowing gown that shimmered like woven starlight. A crown rested lightly against her brow. "You're awake," she said softly, her lips curling into a relieved smile. Kale blinked. "You're royalty." "I am Princess Irenia of the Linares Dominion," she admitted, her gaze never leaving his. "And you are the human who threw himself in front of 3 rifles for me." He tried to sit up, groaning as pain lanced through his torso. "Guess I've made worse decisions." Instead of laughing, her eyes softened. "You risked your life for mine. Do you understand what that means?" Kale gave a weary grin. "That I'm an idiot?" "No," she whispered. "That you have bound yourself to me by the law of my people." Confusion flickered across his face. She explained. On her world, to take wounds meant for another was not simply an act of courage. It was a sacred act of bond. Whoever spilled their blood in protection of a royal's life became their sworn companion, trusted above all others. Kale stared at her. "Wait, you're saying I'm stuck with you now?" Her lips curved into the faintest smile. "Or I am stuck with you." Chapter 3, The Threat. Days turned into weeks as Kale recovered in the palace. The princess visited him daily, sometimes with guards, sometimes alone. She was curious about him, his earth jokes, his rough way of speaking, the fact that he found palace meals far too fancy and craved simple fried food. She would laugh, a sound like chiming bells, and for a moment she seemed less like a princess and more like a girl his own age. But the threat was far from over. The mercenaries had not acted alone. They belonged to a syndicate plotting to overthrow the Dominion. Their target had been the princess all along, and Kale's intervention had derailed their plans. Now they wanted him dead, too. Kale overheard this while eavesdropping on a council meeting, his mop bucket in hand. He wasn't supposed to be there. He had insisted on helping around the palace as just a janitor. Old habits died hard. Serenia cornered him later. "You shouldn't be wandering like that. They will come for you again." Then let them try, Kale muttered. I've taken worse. She shook her head, her silver hair glinting under the lantern light. You don't understand. You are mine now, my bond and protector. If they kill you, they kill part of me. That is how the bond works. Her words hit him harder than any laser blast. Chapter 4. The Siege. It happened at night. The palace gates exploded inward, and masked figures poured through, their rifles cutting down guards with ruthless precision. Kale had been sweeping the eastern hall when the alarms blared. He dropped the broom, grabbed the pistol hidden under his vest, and ran. He found Serena in the throne room, cornered by 6 attackers. Without hesitation, he dived in front of her again as blasts scorched the air. He fired back wildly, dropping one, then another. A bolt caught his leg, sending him sprawling, but he kept shooting, teeth gritted. The attackers closed in. Stay behind me, Kale barked, dragging himself up, his leg bleeding. But Serena stepped forward instead, raising her hands. Her markings lit up, glowing with raw ancestral power. A wave of energy erupted from her, hurling the mercenaries against the walls. The room shook with the force of it, chandeliers crashing down in sparks. When the light faded, Kale gaped at her. You could do that this whole time? Panting, she turned to him. I could not control it until you show me what it means to fight for someone else. He chuckled weakly. Glad I could help. Next time, though, maybe use that before I get shot. Chapter 5. Worth the risk. The palace survived the attack, though barely. The council declared victory, praising Serena for unleashing her hidden strength, but she gave the credit to Kale. Before the entire court, she stood beside him, her voice clear. This human risked his life for me, not once, but twice. By his courage, I am alive. By his loyalty, I have found my strength. From this day forward, Kale of Earth is not servant, nor guard, nor outsider. He is my shield and my equal. Gasps filled the chamber. A human, and equal to a princess? It was unheard of. But no one dared challenge her decree. Kale scratched the back of his neck, uncomfortable in the ornate clothes they had stuffed him into. Guess that means I'm not just a janitor anymore, he muttered. Serena smiled at him, her eyes glowing brighter than the stars outside. No, Kale, you are far more. And though his scars still burned and danger still lurked in the shadows, Kale couldn't help but smile back, because in that moment, he realized something. Risking his life for her had been worth it, more than worth it. It had given him something he never thought he'd find among the stars, a reason to live, and someone to live for.